What is up, Packer fans? Back again. Year 3 of everything Packers. I did, Favre. Rodgers last year as a Packer. Jordan Love's first year as the starting quarterback. And now going into Jordan Love's second year. A lot of the predictions that we were saying have come true. Jordan Love got paid. He looks like he could be in the MVP conversation this year. The Packers really look like a good, great young team. I'm super excited about everything Packers and everything that is going on with the team. And even though there's a little kicker controversy and a little who knows what's going to happen at kicker, but Nervison looks like he can do the job. It looks like he has the leg for the job. But going into the 2024-2025 season, this Green Bay Packers team is the youngest team in the league again this season. And with Jordan Love getting paid and showing what he did in the last 8 games of last year, pretty much being statistically the best quarterback in the entire league, going into the playoffs, beating the Cowboys like we did, almost beating the Niners, but almost doesn't count. So we were so close, and we looked good. If Aaron Jones would have scored, but now we got not Brandon Jacobs, Josh Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs played in like the 90s. Oh my gosh. So anyway, fantasy football going crazy, but so many names in my head. Anyway, go Packers. What a way to start the season for Jordan Love. He plays 3 games in the preseason, or 3 plays in the preseason, and throws a touchdown on the third pass. Or the third play. So he didn't play a lot. A lot of people were wondering why he didn't play more. Other teams played their guys. Jordan Love, I guess he said he got enough play in the little practices, the scrimmages with the other teams. And then he saw enough in the preseason. They are going down to Brazil Friday night. That's why we're doing this video early today. And so making sure that the Packers stay safe down in Brazil, the Eagles stay safe down in Brazil. But this is week 1 going against Philly. Philly was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Last year, not as good. They lost to Tampa in the playoffs. But they got Bryce Huff in the offseason. And then, they still have Jalen Carter on the defense. They still have a really solid front 7, and then Darius Slay in the back end. They drafted DeJean Cooper, or Cooper DeJean, or whatever. And so, a guy that the Packers really wanted, and a lot of Packers fans wanted for Green Bay. And so going down to Brazil to play Philly is going to be tough. Obviously, flying to a different country, all those different things. But the Packers looking amazing with the quarterback, and then Josh Jacobs being the running back. Obviously, Jordan Love at quarterback. Then Josh Jacobs at running back. A.J. Dillon, he's out for the season. A neck stinger, not ideal. But hopefully he comes back stronger next year. He did look good in camp, but it opens the door for a guy like Emmanuel Wilson to see what he can do. And then for the rookie Marshawn Lloyd, who I really like. Dude is just a ball of muscle. He is ripped and he is huge. And hopefully he can stay healthy because he's kind of been in and out of the lineup here and there. So hopefully he can stay healthy and be the number 2 back to Josh Jacobs. I'm really excited about Jacobs, though. He was 2 years ago, he was the rushing leader for the Raiders, and now he's in Green Bay. He's younger than Aaron Jones. He's hungry. He wants to win. He was offered money by the Chiefs, and he said, "You're the enemy." And then he decided to come to Green Bay because he liked what we had going on with Jordan Love up here. And so then at receiver, you have Romeo Doubs, who I think will probably end up being kind of that number 1 guy. Everybody says we have 4 number 1s, but it'll probably lean towards him being the target dominant guy. I think the other guys will get their targets, a few of them, like 4 or 5 a game. Most of them will make their catches, and that'll be what they have for the game is 4 targets, 4 grabs, 3 grabs, 4 targets, something like that for like Wicks. And then Watson, I think he'll kind of be the deep threat. He'll get some play down in the red zone. And then, obviously, Jaden Reed, he's going to be all over the field, getting the ball in the backfield, coming around in jet sweeps, reverses, getting the ball and thrown to him through the air as a regular wide receiver. But he can play pretty much any position on the offense that touches the ball. Even probably end up at quarterback if they needed him to hand off the ball or something. So Jaden Reed is going to have a big year. It looks like Dontayvion Wicks is poised for a big year. I think Romeo Doubs, like I said, is going to be kind of that number 1 guy. But I like Watson. If he can stay healthy, it seems like everybody's healthy coming into this first week. All 53 guys practiced. I know some were on a limited basis yesterday, but the day before that, I think all 53 did practice. Even though they're limited, they're still practicing. Nobody's really majorly injured. Knock out wood. I'm not really superstitious, but I know some of you guys are, so we'll do that for you guys. So this is real wood right there, and I think this is too. But anyway, so is that. But anyway, so the Packers looking great on the offensive side of the ball with their 4 stud receivers. I know they have Malik Heath. He made the roster. And Bo Melton, he made the roster. They did cut ties with Samori Toure after a few years of him making the roster. I did like what Toure brought, but I guess he just didn't translate enough onto the field for what the Packers wanted. So then it comes the tight ends. We got Musgrave and we got Kraft. I think both of them are going to be studs this year, playing in the offense with the Packers and with LaFleur, drawing up plays. I think Musgrave has the chance to be a really good tight end in this league, and I think Kraft is just a guy that you want on your team. He's kind of like a Kittle type of guy. Just he loves playing so much. He just likes he wants to block, he wants to hit, he wants to catch the ball, he wants to inflict pain, all those things, you know. So it's kind of exciting to see a guy like him who's like the second tight end per se, and then Ben Sims, who I like as well. But to have a guy like Tucker Kraft who comes in and just wants to be a dog and play hard. And when he does get his chances, he makes the most of them. So that you can't, hate a guy like that, and you got to love and respect a player that plays the way he does. So I'm excited about what the tight end room brings. Obviously, the wide receiver room, the running back room with Lloyd and Jacobs, and then obviously our $55 million man, Jordan Love. The offensive side of the ball looks like they could be really good, but it all starts up front with the offensive line. And I usually start there, but with this year, it's going to be kind of a work in progress, see every week who's kind of slated to play, and if guys can't play well, they're gonna, switch guys out. There's a lot of new guys on the team. Talfort made the team, Dillard made the team, so that's kind of exciting. Those guys are big men. And then you have the, Zach Tom coming back, Rasheed Walker coming back, who played really well at left tackle, and it doesn't seem like anybody kind of took that spot. I know Jordan Morgan, the rookie first rounder, came in thinking he was gonna be the left tackle. He said, I'm a tackle. He wants to play tackle. They don't even have him at right tackle. I think he got bumped into the guard position, which isn't bad, but now he's playing, kind of trying to go up against Sean Ryan for a guard spot. And, Alkin Jenkins is the stud all-pro at the other guard spot. So there is some competition there now, and we'll see what happens. Zach Tom can kind of kick out to right tackle. Rasheed Walker will be left tackle. Jenkins at left guard, and then Josh Myers in the middle at center. And then you'll see kind of, who plays best each week at right guard, if it's Jordan Morgan or Sean Ryan. I think when Sean Ryan got drafted out of UCLA like 3 years ago, I said in my videos, you can go look, that he was going to be a stud. I thought that coming out of UCLA, like I said, he was like one of the top run blockers in the entire FBS. And I just thought this guy's going to translate to a really good football player coming in. I think the 3rd round, I thought he'd translate a lot quicker. He was kind of slow motion at first for Green Bay his rookie year, and now he's kind of, developed into a guy that they can trust. And if he can play to the potential that I saw coming out of college, this guy can be a stud at that guard spot as well, which kind of leaves Jordan Morgan kind of in no man's land. But it's great to have an extra guy that kind of can get plugged in somewhere and you rotate other guys around. I think this offensive line is going to be really good for Jordan Love, and I'm super excited about what they all bring. So, super great offense against this Eagles defense. That's going to be fun to watch. I know a lot of the Eagles guys coming back from the Super Bowl team still. They're getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson back from the Lions, and I know he's a really tough player. So the Eagles have something going on down there, and they obviously the offensive side of the ball, they got Saquon, they've got Jalen Hurts, they got Devontae Smith, they've got Dallas Goedert, they've got A.J. Brown, they even got Johan Dotson traded from the Commanders. Sorry, guys. I know there's a bunch of positions about the name change, but it hasn't been changed back yet, so it's still the Commanders, and and so. This offense for the Eagles with Saquon gave us a lot of trouble for the Packers in London when we played the Giants, and all the other times we played the Giants. It was really, I know Tommy DeVito, but whatever. But Saquon really caused us a lot of issues, and now with a run-heavy team with Jalen Hurts, kind of the power forms that they run in Philly, it's going to be a tough matchup. But our defense, with Kenny Clark kind of coming back, 9th year, and he's only 28. That's crazy to me. But Kenny Clark in the middle got some more money. And then you've got Rashawn Gary. He's poised for a 15-sack season, another year removed from the ACL tear. And then on the other side, you've got Kingsley and Barre. And then, my guy, Brenton Cox Jr., the guy who I really thought coming out of Florida last year was going to kind of come on as a rookie, but was a little bit late developing. Now he made this roster. I like what he brings. We saw Aaron Mosby in the preseason, what he brought to the team. And then obviously Preston Smith, the old vet on the other side of Gary, and with our guy from last year, Lucas Van Ness. I really like what he brought. He had over 4 sacks last year, which is really good for a rookie. And I like what I saw to him in the preseason. His motor is just relentless. It really reminds me of like a TJ Watt kind of guy, and he just never stops moving forward. And so really exciting what this front kind of, defensive line brings with Wyatt in the middle, as well as Clark, like I said. So those guys are going to be really wreaking havoc. And then you got Brooks and you got Wooden down there still, who coming off of their rookie years are going to be really good this year as well. And then at linebacker, we got rid of Campbell. We paid him money, the All-Pro. We got rid of Devondre Campbell. We drafted the rookie Adrian Cooper, who I like. Hopper I like as well. And then obviously Quay Walker, kind of developing to that solid middle linebacker role. Getting a whole new defensive coordinator. Didn't even mention that. That's huge for us. Hafley is going to be great. I never really liked Joe Barry. I never liked his schemes. I never understood why he ran the things he ran. I understood what they were running, but I never understood why they were running it. So, and it's like, obviously, if things don't work, you can't just keep calling it over and over again. So, maybe change things at the players you're making them do things that they're not good at. Maybe make them do things that they are good at. And so that was where Jair and him kind of butted heads. It's like, you got me over here playing all this weird stuff. Just let me line up and cover this guy, So glad to see Hafley there. I think his scheme, his 4-3 now we switched to from a 3-4 is going to be a lot better up front. They're going to be able to bring some more pressure. They're going to be able to stop the run a lot easier. They're not going to have those big gaps and everything. And once you have those gaps because of the defensive lineman set on the 3-4, it just makes those lanes open up so quick. So I think the 4-3 will kind of solidify that. We'll figure out who our outside linebackers are. That'll be really interesting, kind of moving them around. I really like what this Packers front seven can bring. And then you follow that up with the secondary. And Eric Stokes says he wants this team to be a defensive team. And so, obviously you have Jair. We got Xavier McKinney. We paid him a lot of money to come over here from the Giants to play safety, and he was one of the top-rated safeties, Pro Bowl safety. He's really a good safety. So X on the back end, I think will clear up a lot of those issues that we've had with guys just running wide open. And then we drafted Javon Bullard from Georgia in the second round. He's just a dog. Like, just hearing him talk, you're just like, okay, this guy's going to mess some stuff up on the football field for sure, like, in a good way. So, and so I'm excited to see what he brings. And then obviously, Carrington Valentine, he switched his number to 24. He's going to be out there fresh, ready to go. I like what he brings, obviously, coming off of his rookie year, 7th rounder out of Kentucky. And then, like I said, Stokes coming back. He's going to be, if he can live up to that first round talent that we drafted him as, and obviously he's had a lot of injuries, but if he can play up to that, that would be amazing for the Packers. And then obviously Keyshawn Nixon in the nickel. And we did get rid of Kalen King, but I did like what he brought, so maybe they'll bring him back. But I really like what this Packers team looks like from top to bottom, from the secondary to the tight ends to the linebackers to the running back, obviously to the quarterbacks, so to the receivers, everybody. Just, there's solid players, there's vets where you need them, and there's players where, young players and young talent and hungry players where you need them as well. So then obviously it all comes together with Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, their scheme, how he's going to draw things up for the offense. And if this defense can get the ball back and make some turnovers like we've had so much trouble with the last few years with Joe Barry, I really think this Packers team is going to win the Super Bowl for sure. Last year I did not predict that just because I was so unsure about everything. But after what I've seen and how hungry this team is and what this team has brought in as far as, veterans and the drafting guys, I just think that that's the next set in the trajectory. I really am excited about this team and what they can do. And so special teams, kind of the biggest concern. I know Waylon's, he's been really punting it well. So punting is not going to be an issue, but hopefully we're not punting it much, and hopefully we don't have to punt it far. So hopefully this, having a great punter is kind of obsolete because we won't need them that much. But when we do need them, we have them. It comes down to the kicker. I know our holder, it's fine. It should be fine. Hopefully, not the holder, the snapper. Hopefully that should be fine. not been an issue the last 2 years or so. So since we got this new guy, so I think things will be better there. But the kicker, the new guy, his wife was born here, so maybe that's a good thing. She was a Packer fan, but Narvison, he was kicking great for the Titans. You know, he kicked like a game winner that was however long, 56 yards, and then he had that 59-yarder too. So he's got the leg, he's got the power. I did like Carlson, but consistency is key in this league, and we did keep Crosby way too long and kind of just stuck with him. But he ended up being pretty consistent toward the end of his career. Anders, you just, with this team, and I was even saying that before they cut Anders, I'm like, with this team and where we're kind of slated to be at the end of the season, we need a guy that's going to be a little more consistent kicking the ball. I like Greg Joseph just because he's been in the league. He was on the Vikings. He's kicked in this league. He's kicked in somewhat big games and everything. So I liked having him, but if Narvison can do the job, I'm all for it. We'll see how it kind of slates out during the season, but this is going to be a big thing to watch, I think, moving forward, is how this kicking game kind of progresses, just because it has cost us games, it could cost us games, and we don't want it to cost important games when they matter later on in the season. So something to watch there with the special teams, but everywhere else I'm so confident with this football team. I really think up front the line's going to make some holes for Josh Jacobs. They're going to be able to run the football, they're going to be able to pass the football. These young receivers with Jordan Love now, it's going to be something to watch, and I'm super excited. We got the mini Love and the big Love. So we're super excited about watching the Packers and what they can do, and see how this team progresses this year after a great season last year, where it seemed like not that they were rookies, but like just everybody was starting out together in their first year. This is their second year together. See kind of how it transforms. It's 14 years removed from the last Super Bowl, which was 14 years removed from the Super Bowl before that. So go Pack, go. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.